only according to the other imaginations. And also, well, something I was for a long time was a fake Canadian. I don't sound, I do say A still on occasion. It's rarer and rarer as time goes on. I don't expect the government to be capable of invading anywhere or be motivated to do so. You know, I lived there long enough to incorporate these Canadian expectations into my thinking. And people would ask me, would come out every so often because I don't sound particularly Canadian at all up there. And they're like, oh, you're American. I'm like, I would always define myself, I'm a recovering American. And I was generally, you know, assimilated enough to get by, and eventually I was going to school up there. I was doing a master's degree in urban planning, and they sent me to India. Yeah, urban planning, that's what's up. If anybody, by the way, has a city that they need planned, talk, I have a card, I can forward you a CV, because, yeah, very little of that happening now. At any rate, they sent me to India to research urban waste management and sanitation. My joke was that I went there looking for those things and found neither anywhere that I went. I went to these two podunk cities in the middle of what they call the cow belt there. These cities, Jabalpur and Raipur, lovely places in their own right, but not particularly cosmopolitan, one might say. A little bit off the beaten track, in their own way, in their own beautiful way, shitholes, where nobody ever went. For much reason. And so I was there, and because I was there, this was in 2004, 2005, thereabouts, and I'm there, and I'm coming from a Canadian university, I've been sent there from Canada, and I decide, you know what, given the level of popularity that George Bush has in the world right now, at the time, I'm just going to tell people I'm Canadian. I'm just going to, because I can fake it, I can get by, and they don't know what Canadian sounds like, or, looks like, I don't know, like, so, I'm Canadian, oh, you're from Canada, oh, cool. So, I got by, and it was fine. And I'm traipsing around landfills in Jabalpur and Raipur and these other places, and being introduced to municipal bureaucrats and whatnot, and doing, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just being sent to research, find things out, and found things out, I don't know. And I was called upon one day on a train. I was being taken around by this sociology professor, or an English professor, he spoke very bad English, at this one little college. I don't know where he was, I don't recall where he was taking me, I don't know why. I don't know why he was showing me around, but I just, thank you very much, go along with it. These people, they feed you, you can't talk shit. You can't say no, where are you taking me? There's no landfill here. Why am I going? What am I going to find out? So I go along with it. I'm with this English professor on a train, just, smiling and nodding. And he asks me, what was your major in undergrad? You're studying urban planning now. What did you study in your undergraduate, for your undergraduate degree? And I said, sociology. Because I did. And he said, oh, great. And so he gets on his phone, and he talks excitedly to somebody in Hindi. I don't know what he's saying. And he gets off. He's like, great, okay. So tomorrow at the college where I teach, you're going to give a lecture on society in Canada. So, okay, fine, that's great. And we go and do our thing, and I'm back at the hotel that night. Okay, fuck, I gotta remember some facts about Canadian society, because these people, very well-educated, very well-read people in India expected when you knew something, when you've been trained in something like sociology, you would know something like details about the society from which you ostensibly came. People are like, what's the divorce rate where you're from? It's like, I don't know, a lot. Like, what's the rate? I don't know. I don't know data about my society. I just studied sociology. Why would I know that? And so the next day we go to this dinky college, and I get up in front of an auditorium with about as many students. It's a big classroom, let's say, but about as many students as there are people here tonight. And I stand up in front of everybody and give a 45-minute talk about things I have looked up on Wikipedia the previous night about Canada and Quebec and modern society. And I try to take questions from the audience. I get no response. Everybody stares at me blankly for the entire time in this place I've never been. And I get two questions, maybe from some of the administrators who gave me this very effusive introduction. But I got very, very little response from the crowd. So on my way out, I went to the professor. I was like, how do you think that went? They didn't really give me a lot. I wasn't getting much from them. Do you think they liked it? Do you think they learned anything? I don't know. Why am I here? And he just turned over and he's like, oh, look, don't worry about it. None of them speak English anyway.